If you just now tuning in, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and hit the bell. GMS fam, the green room. Let's talk about it. Hey, yo, GMS fam, the green room. Happy Tuesday. Your boy had to take a little bit of a break over the weekend and yesterday, man. I haven't been feeling too well. Just to let y'all know, I don't know what it is. I can't tell you. But I know that I've been feeling off and I had to take a little bit of break yesterday, try to, rest a little bit. Still don't feel that great, but it's okay. We are here. I can manage. I hope everybody else is doing well. I hope everybody's doing good. I hope your family's doing good, in great spirits. We start off every show with peace, love, positive energy, good vibes, passing it forward, hoping that you pass it along as well. My GMS fam, tap into that live chat. Let me know you are in here. Shout out your city. Let's get to it. What up, Amir Stanfield is in the building. CDT Beats is here. Elijah's here. Jan Wynn is here. My guy, JR Miller is here. Let's get to it. Now, we have kind of been coasting on this this whole story that has to do with Jada and Will and her going on her little book press tour that she has going on. Hold on one second. Got to make sure I get my ducks in a row. Anyway, she has been going on a little press run for her book that she's releasing entitled Worthy. And it's very clear that it's something that she's been trying to figure out for years, as whether or not she's worthy or not. And it's crazy. And I'm going to tell you why I feel like she named her book that. And, it's been a lot of opinions and a lot of things said about the situation on what people feel and what people think. Today, I'm going to give you my definitive opinion on what I think. A lot of things have been speculation. Things have been like, man, it's like this, or man, it's like that. But the more I see and the more, because old clips have been resurfacing of times when Will have spoken about their relationship in the past and him, saying, kind of the same thing she's been saying, recently. And I don't think, and it's just clear to me that a lot of people haven't been paying attention, me, myself. And I mean, I guess it's a good thing. You shouldn't be too invested in people's lives like that to really give a fuck. But when you are speaking on situations, man, it is good to have context to certain things. Now, Jada has been making it very clear that she wasn't happy being in a relationship with Will Smith. To me, it seems a lot more that it has to do with who she's married to and not who it is per se. Like, as far as like Will being a problem. It's more so of a problem that she has within herself at this point. And you kind of see it, like, when I'll put it to you this way. It's like an NBA player dating a WNBA player. But that NBA player is like LeBron dating, I don't know, Kelsey Plum. You know what I'm saying? Some shit like that. Like, LeBron is larger than life, pause, and he's one of the greatest players in the NBA, and he's just one of the GOATs. He's one of the GOATs. You, on the other hand, you don't get the same accolades. You don't get the same, appreciation of love in your eyes, and you have to continuously live in somebody's shadow knowing that you guys are both in the same profession. Think about that. I've said this before. Envy and jealousy runs rampant in a lot of relationships, and I don't think a lot of people don't like to come to that conclusion because they don't want to feel like they're jealous or envious of their partner. But those are human traits, and if you can't figure out how to be secure with yourself or how to be good in who you are and be and appreciate and love yourself the way that you should, to where you wouldn't allow yourself to have any type of jealous or envious feelings towards somebody who you supposedly love and care about and call your husband. If you don't have that, it's going to eat at you, and things are going to start making you feel a certain type of way towards that person because you refuse to accept the fact that it's a problem you have with yourself. Now, Jada has been going on this thing about her trying to be happy and who can't make her happy, and she has to make herself happy. Yes, that's very true. You should work, and I think a lot of people should work on trying to be genuinely happy themselves before they try to dive into a relationship with somebody else and try to make that person happy. Because you're not going to fully make somebody happy. I'm sorry. I hate to break it to you guys that want a fairy tale relationship, but the person you're with isn't going to be the deciding factor of whether or not you are genuinely happy with yourself and with life. You have to find happiness within yourself. Now, the problem in all of this is what I said earlier. Two people in the same profession. Will, larger than life actor. Jada can't really, you can name a couple movies she was in, but she's not some big movie star. Just to know that this was something where she internalized her feelings about how she felt about Will and who he is. She internalized it as, oh, he's selfish. So the things he would do for her, where he most likely genuinely wanted to do things for her to make her happy, she internalized it as, oh, this is a selfish act. Oh, this is Will just doing this so he can get the praise. Meanwhile, in my opinion, I'm thinking it's probably because Will can be able to do all this good stuff and people do love him so much, and you're somebody who might want to be that loved, but you just don't feel it the same way as you see it when it comes to him. Does that make sense? Now, Will recently responded to everything that's been going on. He posted this to his Instagram, notifications off, and then he posted this.
Fun fact about me. I can take it almost anywhere.
So this was how he responded to everything that's been going on. Now, Will has always been the type to keep it cool, calm, and collective and not really show, a specific side of him as far as like when it comes to like being super sad or being bothered by something, And I said this before in previous shows. I've said that I noticed that Will reacts to certain things in certain ways because the public doesn't really know what they got going on behind closed doors. They'll give you little bits and pieces. And this is the reason why I think Jada dropped this book now, because it's like, all right, we've been dropping little bits and pieces so much that we are now confusing ourselves. The reason Jada sat up there and said that she was shocked and tried to act like she didn't know why Will was saying, keep my wife's name out your mouth, was because they were so far removed and they haven't called each other husband and wife for so long. First of all, that's cap. That's just you feeding into whatever narrative you want to feed into when it comes to how you feel about your relationship. But the reality of the situation is Will has always looked at you as his wife and has been trying to adjust to how you want things to go because he wants to make you happy. Will seems like the person who was genuinely happy. And when you are genuinely happy, it is uncomfortable to somebody who is not. People who see you genuinely happy or genuinely having a good time, who can't seem to find it within themselves, hold resentment towards you. And then they internalize it and make it into something else and try to make it so that it's your fault. The one thing that it was probably the most craziest thing to me was the whole birthday situation. Will did a whole bunch of shit for her, one of her birthdays, and brought up ancestry and did all this shit trying to be thoughtful. It wasn't just like, we just gonna have a celebration and I'm a drape you in diamonds and luxury bags and the finest high-end brands of clothes and get you a bunch of cars. He said, I'm gonna bring all your family in. I'm gonna get a whole ancestry shit done. I'm gonna try to do something so special for your birthday, something that you remember. And somehow she internalized it as Will being selfish so that he could get the praise for it. You see what that sounds like to me? It sounds like she wanted everybody to be all about her that day on her birthday, and because Will did something so dope and she saw everybody crowding Will and being like, oh, Will, that's so amazing. You did such a good job, and congratulating him and saying, oh, wow, this is amazing, and making him feel great for doing something great for his wife. You internalize it as, oh, this is a selfish act. This was so that he could get the praise. This is so he could do this. First of all, Will Smith is a larger than life movie star. I don't know how many times I have to say this. If he wanted to, he could have recorded that whole thing and posted it for social media the day it happened. He could have made a whole live event so that everybody in the world could see how great he was. No, he let that be an actual intimate family thing for your birthday. And because Will is the genuinely happy guy in this situation, he's going to take your feelings into consideration because he wants to see you happy. So now you got Will thinking that he did something wrong, and now he has to, oh man, I gotta make this right. I can't, you know what I'm saying? And she's saying this, and we going to a counselor and we talking to this, and we trying to internalize what's going on, and we trying to make sense of our situation. Now you have her pushing this, I need to be happy, and Will can't make me happy. Okay, let's just say that's what's happening, and you want to make sure that you're happy and that you can genuinely make yourself happy before your partner does. Well, what sense does it make to try to publicly embarrass the person when you're both trying to be happy? Oh, I get it. Because it's been so long, because you've been feeling the way that you've been feeling for years and not actually genuinely happy with yourself, you want him now to feel some type of discomfort, some type of unhappiness because you couldn't stand that man felt the way that he felt for years and you couldn't match that energy. Now let's move forward a little bit in this situation. Now people are sharing this right here because she wanted to make it very clear that Will made her unhappy. I want y'all to see, or I want y'all to hear what she was saying in this regard.
If Will looked back and was trying to give me whatever the hell it was I was asking for, he wouldn't have been able to accomplish it anyway. Because if I'm not connected to myself, if I don't have a good relationship with me, there's nothing he can do. So I was gonna be asked out anyway, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's part of the journey. There's no right or wrong. Everybody's always trying to find the good guy or bad guy in people's stories. There's no good guys or bad guys. We're all wounded trying to figure this shit out.
Sounds like somebody who doesn't like to take accountability.
You know, and so it
instead of being like, yeah, it was my problem, it's it's all of us. See, people are weird. It's a narcissistic trait, and it's just very weird to deal with. Like when people try to bring up everybody else's situation to compare to theirs, or to try to make or to try to validate what they're saying, they're trying to escape from accountability. Don't talk about anybody else's relationship. Don't talk about what everybody else is going through. Everybody's situation is specific to their own situation.
Long time to realize it is not his responsibility to make you happy. He can't. It's impossible. But it took me forever. Hard-headed, stubborn, because that romantic idea. And that's why I talk about checking the boxes. It's like, I did everything I was supposed to do. You get to have your dream. How come I'm not having mine? And that's because Will was doing what he wanted to do.
Oh, it seems you were incredibly right. I'm speaking in third person right now. I was right. Did you hear that? Did you hear that part? Let me replay that for you if you didn't hear that correctly. Let me just let you in the mind of somebody who has the envious traits in their relationship. Will gets to live his dream. Why can't I? What?
Ever. Hard-headed, stubborn, because that romantic idea. And that's why I talk about checking the boxes. It's like, I did everything I was supposed to do. You get to have your dream. How come I'm not having mine? And that's because Will was doing what he wanted to do.
He was making himself happy.
He was making himself happy.
And how is that his fault? See, that's the crazy part. Somebody who will see your genuine happiness and be threatened by it is somebody you need to get out of your life immediately. Thomas B., you said you are in a Will and Jada situation right now. Please leave. Find the courage, find the strength to walk away. There are billions of women on this planet. I'm not trying to tell you to go overseas. I'm not trying to tell you to travel the world to try to find the love of your life. It's going to be a waste of time. What I am telling you, though, is that you can just shoot your shot somewhere and hopefully find something better. Because there is a trait here that a lot of people are missing. Envy, jealousy, and resentment. 3 big traits right there that she clearly possessed in her relationship to the point where she couldn't actually focus. She had everything. Think about that. This is how messed up some women are out here. You can have, this is why I say a lot of motherfuckers will never be satisfied no matter what you have. A lot of women look for stability. A lot of women look for, financial stability. They try to look for, a husband that actually cares, a good father for their kids. It seemed like he was winning in those avenues, but yet she still wasn't satisfied. Why do you think that is? Think about Jada's situation. I'm not trying to sit here and try to be like, yeah, a man can do this, but let's just think about this. We're not talking about an abusive man. We're not talking about a nigga that's beating his wife and verbally abusing her and then being like, yeah, but look at everything you got, bitch. No, we're talking about somebody who was genuinely in a marriage with somebody, had kids, had a whole crib built for her, all these different things that, I guess Will thought she wanted. That's one part she might be leaving out, is that she probably was leading him to think that certain things made her happy when she knew she was just talking out her ass and just really wanted to be like, no, I'm not happy because you're happy and you're doing what you want to do and you're living your dreams and I'm not. She didn't want to say that. She was probably like, well, you don't do this enough and, it doesn't seem like you care over here. It doesn't seem like, she tried to make it something else and it turned out to be the fact that it was just her. But here's the problem. She is sitting here not happy about her own situation and making it a Will problem. Oh, I'm not happy with my career. I'm not happy with my life. I'm not living my dreams. So because Will is, I'm going to make sure that I try to break him down. That's not a wife. That is a op. Listen to this. Listen to how she tries to sit here and talk about her waking up every morning, or how hard it was for her to wake up every morning while being in a relationship with Will.
Me, it was hard just waking up in the morning. If I could get to 4 o'clock, I was like, okay, you made it another day. being able to have enough strength to just get up, get out of bed, put clothes on, get through your day, and let no one know that you're struggling. It is so hard.
Crazy to think that her husband's happiness made her feel that way. Now, granted, I haven't read the book. Maybe she'll put some shit in there to try to make it seem, or try to, it'll be very hard to villainize Will Smith. Because for you to make these statements, for you to feel this way, there had to be something that he was doing, right? Because if there wasn't, there should be no blame towards that man who was genuinely happy and trying to do what he could to make you happy, but you couldn't find it in yourself to make yourself happy. That's not his problem at that point. Doesn't matter if y'all married or not. It is not his problem at that point. And the fact that you figured it out years later down the road, when at a time where Will is somebody who is still revered by the public, and now all this shit is transpired to the point it's making Will look crazy. He out here slapping Chris Rock. You out here making all these suggestions that Will wasn't really your soulmate, but really the nigga that perished in 1996, R.I.P. Tupac, a legend, is really the one that probably would have made you happy. It's crazy. This shit don't make no sense to me. Now, you remember I told you earlier that Will, people are resurfacing videos from when Will used to talk about their relationship in the past. Now, this was from an interview with E.T. in 2007. 2007. Now, mind you, Jada came out and said that her and Will have been separated since 2016. 2007, this was 10 years after they had been married. This is what Will had to say.
To make me happy, and it's her responsibility to make her happy, and then we're gonna come together and build on that happiness.
Will Smith is continuing to get candid about his marriage to Jada Pinkett Smith. The 53-year-old actor is featured in a new cover story for GQ and discusses the revelations in his upcoming memoir titled Will. The Philadelphia native reveals that Jada was not the only one engaging in other relationships outside of their marriage. He explains, quote, "We have given each other trust and freedom, with the belief that everybody has to find their own way, and marriage for us can't be a prison, and I don't suggest our road for anybody. I don't suggest this road for anybody, but the experiences and the freedoms that we've given one another and the unconditional support, to me, is the highest definition of love."
Anything that I need to make myself happy, I will present that to my wife, that I need that to be happy. Divorce is not an option. We're gonna be together. So we're gonna figure out how to be happy.
Now, here's the crazy part. Let me read Thomas's chat right here. Thomas says, Thomas said he's going through a Will and Jada situation right now, currently with the woman he's with. He said, "I've always been a well-liked person, from males to females, and to have someone you're married to says I make them unhappy, you get stuck wanting to make them happy." Yes, exactly. See, here's the thing. It's even worse when the person you're with doesn't really have a friend group or friends at all. Because then they really hone in on the things that people do with you, like your friends that really give a fuck about you or hit you or try to, get you to go to events, and they sit back and they have to sit back at the crib, or they got to sit back somewhere and feel some type of way about it because they don't really have nobody to hang out with. And now they internalize that as, oh, you get to do what you want or you do this. It's like, no, like we still have lives to live. We don't just get stuck to each other when we get together. That don't mean we go and do everything together. That don't mean we have to, you know what I'm saying? We don't have to have the same friend group. Like, it's a lot of things that people try to do to escape accountability or escape their own internal problems that they have with themselves. And they try to place blame on other people and try to bring them down. See, now here's the crazy part. For other people that may be, because I'm starting to see the shift happen where people are trying to be like, they're bringing up these old clips and they're saying, yo, y'all refuse to, listen to what they've been saying for years and this and that. This is why Jada is very disrespectful when it comes to what she's doing regarding Will. We still don't know till this day. It's only speculation. People only speculate because of people that Will has worked with. But till this day, it has not been confirmed, and there is no stitch of evidence of Will Smith smashing out other women. Now, we can take an educated guess and say that he has, but in the public perception, Will is not attached to anybody. We don't know who Will has smashed over the years. The closest Will has ever come to talking about even having feelings for another woman is when he talked about being on set and working with another actress, and I don't know if it was method acting or whatever they were doing. He found himself acting and finding himself actually being attracted to this woman. Now, Will didn't go out and say he had an entanglement with this woman. He didn't go out and say he really found out that this woman was really his soulmate. He wasn't going out here posting up old pictures and videos of one of the people that he thought was one of his soul bondsmen. We don't know. The only thing we see is a man that still has a high respect and high regard for his union. Regardless if they are separated or not, he's not going to put himself out there like that. So why is she? It's very interesting, right? Why would she be doing that to a person that tries their best to keep their business out the goddamn streets? Jada is so sloppy with it, she couldn't even hold this little nigga August from doing an interview with Angela Yee to tell it all. She was fiending for dick so bad from somebody else that she just went and found some shit. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. And quite frankly, I'm tired of talking about Jada, man. I really am. I really am. So how I'm going to end this topic is by letting Stephen A. Smith tell you his opinion on this situation.
What Will Smith does not deserve. He does not deserve what Jada Pinkett Smith has done to him. There are a few questions that Jada Pinkett Smith deserves to be asked to her. Where's your compassion? Where's your decency? Where is your respect for a man you still acknowledge is your husband? Where is the respect for a man you walked down the aisle with and pledged your life to in 1997? For better and worse, through rich, through poorer, in sickness and in health, till death do you part. It wasn't just talking about staying married. It talked about honoring those vows, at least to some degree. Jada Pinkett Smith. What's the dude's name? August? What the hell is his name? I don't know who he is. I know he was the friend of your son, who's 21 years younger than you.
Uh-oh.
What you do is your business. Any women out there that wants to be a cougar with a dude of legal age, that is your business. But the operative words are your business. Did you have to go and tell everybody? Keep it to yourself. And you keep it to yourself not just because it's yourself, but because it's a man who loves you, who married you. Let's talk about the role of a wife. At least from the perspective of just sparing him. I'm not getting in the right and wrong. It's none of my business. I don't know about them. I don't want to know. But I know that it is uncomfortable and grotesquely unfair to emasculate your husband. What?
Grotesquely unfair to emasculate your husband. Hey, man. A lot of real words have been spoken over these past couple weeks or so. All I know is, man, I really hope Will is unbothered by all of this. I still stand by the fact that I think that they've always had some shit established behind the scenes, and the public is just going to continue to make their assumptions and feel the way that they feel about this situation. It's not really nothing that anybody can really do about it, or there's not a real definitive answer to what is going on. All it really can be is speculation until people read that book, apparently. And I will say this, man. If she is able to drop a book and control the narrative like this, I hope that there is nothing in there that demonizes Will to the point where he, you know what I'm saying, still tries to hold that regard for her, that high regard. He would have to, at this point, try to, say something about what's going on. You know what I'm saying? You can't just be kicked up feet. I mean, you really can. I mean, Will's like a fucking billionaire. You really can't just sit up and kick your feet up and go get on a boat or some shit. But we don't just look at Will as just some billionaire actor. You know what I'm saying? Despite everything that's going on, I still view Will as a very respectable and honorable guy. And he's still one of the greatest actors of our generation. And a hip-hop legend. You know what I'm saying? Don't matter if he don't cuss in his raps. He Will is like the model, entertainer or actor or whatever you want to put whatever umbrella you want to put on him. He is the model figure of that. So I always want to try to respect Will. Of course, we're gonna get the jokes off and we're gonna say what we're gonna say. But at the end of the day, man, I would hate to have that be something that happened to him of all people, man. So, love and light to Will and his family and everything that's going on. Now, as we move forward, something happened yesterday with a popular streamer by the name of Funny Marco. Now, I don't know if you guys have heard of this guy. Probably seen his videos on social media. But he decided to have G Herbo and Southside on his show that he does with a lot of different, popular figures and whatnot. But he had these guys on the show, and it didn't go as he thought it was going to go. Now, Funny Marco is one of those guys where he does like the type of dry humor, or very sarcastic and kind of like that. Like that Bobby girl, that white girl that, was getting popular for interviewing Drake and Yachty and all those people. He kind of does that style of interviewing, and clearly it's like, parody. It's not really something that is like, oh, it's sit down serious interview. It's clearly, comedy based. Now, I don't know if these guys decided that they were going to go on here and like match his energy and be like, oh, well, this is what we think he does, so we can go in here and do this. I don't know, but it seemed very weird, and more context came out afterwards because people kind of was like, oh, damn, we saw what was going on, and it was funny at first, and now it's kind of looking uncomfortable. So let me show y'all a little bit of what took place on the Funny Marco show. Look at this.
Son hates you.
Yeah, I know.
He really hates
my
you.
son don't hate nobody. He pure. He just don't like you.
Yeah.
I don't. But I ain't gonna lie.
You can't
my
really
son, the first time I ever heard my son say he hates somebody, I swear to God, he really said it on cap. Even Copper Cove, it's like midnight. I really heard him at Copper Cove. Boom. He see Buck on cap. Buck always fucking with him. Buck and TJ. On cap, look, we riding past. I got the.
Am I in the conversation or just him?
Shut the fuck up,
You just
dude.
make it, bro. You're not even like,
Listen.
it's our show now, bro. You feel
So,
me?
boom.
Swerve and curve.
We putting off from Copper
This nigga AP stupid. Shout out AP, man. What's going on, my 3Gs, brother?
Cove. I swear to God, he see Buck. I swear to God, my son say, Daddy. He said, I hate that bitch.
Who Buck? You hear me? Who Buck? Who Buck? Who Buck?
Oh, you don't want to be Buck. So
Yeah,
shut
bro.
the fuck up, dude.
Yeah, bro.
Just shut the
Nigga,
fuck
bro.
up and listen.
You gonna come back in a minute, bro. We got you, bro. Don't trip.
Look, on cap, he said, I hate that bitch. Walking off from Copper Cove, I spent the block. I said, but my son said, he hate you. He said, Daddy, I hate that bitch. He said, Daddy, I hate that bitch. On cap, that's what he said about Buck.
Word.
boy.
I agree. You're crazy.
That nigga crazy.
All right, we back on your show. I'm sorry. Come on.
right.
What's up, bro?
Finish, fucking goofy.
Damn.
Nah, it's just like, shit just be like, all right.
All right, yeah,
Shit like what? Be like, all right.
just let it go.
Yeah.
Say it. Say what you want to say. What you
It's
want to say?
good.
Now, it didn't just end there. There was more to this. As you see, G Herbo is about to throw a cup at this nigga Funny
This
Marco.
shit like, you know, like a show.
Yeah.
What up, Kadeem?
Hold my cup, man. I'll give you a job. Hold it.
God damn, that's a quadruple shot.
Yeah. Hold on, let me take some.
Hurry up, nigga.
Hold.
There you go. he here.
Hey,
bro.
hold that to the end of the interview.
I got you, my brother.
It's good.
I always, I remember you need me.
Huh?
Yeah.
You need me.
Yeah. I technically do,
Yeah.
but I don't. Hold this for me, too.
I got you, Troy.
Fucking goofy.
You need both of us.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Damn.
Oh, that was disrespectful.
He,
I'm sorry.
I get my suit, nigga.
That shit nappy already, bro.
Listen.
So you
I need y'all to know, like, look, come on.
No,
come on,
I
stand up.
know. Come on.
It's
No,
my
we
brother.
good.
I
We
really
good.
respect him. This is my brother. It's no disrespect, but it's like he's so fucking.
He drunk. Yeah, he drunk.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, he
Nah,
drunk.
I never.
No, you good.
I would never.
No, you good. Yeah.
Yeah.
This bro. Yep. 100.
100,
100. What call?
So even though G Herbo said that, I need y'all to see this. This was some edited out. It was an edited out scene from the Funny Marco show, right? So everybody was like, "Damn, he was doing a little too much. Maybe he came there too inebriated, was drinking a little bit too much, and got a little ahead of himself. Like, yeah, we doing troll shit or whatever, and it just kind of went left." Now, this footage though shows a different side, and this is what had a lot of people like, yeah, this nigga G Herbo was on some other shit.
Listen. I'm giving you more face in it. Listen, I'm giving you more respect than you deserve. No face. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, bro.
Hey, shut the fuck up, dude.
All right, let's get it.
I'm giving you more respect than you deserve. So it's like I'm coming. Damn. Oh, that's a piece of shit. Listen. I'm giving you.
Now, if you didn't notice what just happened at the end, they threw that man's watch and broke it. That watch was worth $30,000, and this is exactly what happened to the
Respect
watch.
you deserve. So it's like I'm coming. Damn. Oh, that's a piece of shit. Listen. I'm giving.
So that's what had a lot of people like, all right, this may not be some troll shit. This might be them doing a little too much. And that's what had people concerned. So now you see people, having those debates like, what happened? And people like, oh no, this is a part of it. This is a part of the whole thing. This is part of the show. This is what they do. And somebody commented on the video, said, I feel the episode was cool. They was just going with your vibe. To which Funny Marco responded, nah, they broke my 30K watch and calling me a bitch. I don't talk to people like that, but this post not for the people like you that don't really watch me. I understand I get fans. This post for them. People was like, wait, so was this not part of the show? Was they really doing Funny Marco bad? So now Funny Marco put out a statement. He said, I understand a lot of y'all mad about the interview. I was upset while it was going on, but I understand I got a job to do. And one thing about me, I respect people on my show. I didn't want to match their energy. It's so many L's I took on my journey. I wish I could show. I don't hide anything, so I feel it was only right to put the episode out myself and just learn from that episode and move on. Thank who support me. It's a mindset thing. So I was like, damn, well, I guess that wasn't part of the show. And on top of that, it made G Herbo look very weird. Now, I see that, Southside's not really getting a lot of flack for it because I think he was kind of on par with like kind of what was really going on, or what was supposed to go on. But Gherbo, being somebody who clearly was a little bit too drunk to be there, was doing a little too much. So now it's kind of left a weird vibe out there, and a lot of people that are really looking at G Herbo very, very weird. And I personally looking at him weird too, because I'm like, I didn't really take him as that type of dude. I didn't think he would be the type of dude to try to, really degrade a nigga like that. You know what I'm saying? I took G Herbo to still be, somewhat of a humble guy, but when you get that liquor in you and you assume that things are supposed to go a certain way without actually knowing how things are supposed to go, well, you end up with that result. So at the end of the day, man, hopefully Funny Marco learns from this situation, and those guys actually speak up on it. And I mean, if you have to, man, apologize about the shit, man. Be a man about the shit. If you went too far and you did too much, especially if you broke a nigga watch, like that's the one thing I hate when hood niggas do certain shit to niggas they know don't be on no hood nigga shit. because they feel like it's easy for them to just take over some shit or to do some shit without repercussions, because it's like, oh, I'm the nigga from the hood. I'm the nigga that's really about that life. I'll do this. I'll touch it. Like, any nigga that will provoke you just so they could try to harm you or just to try to be or to try to be dickheads, be assholes, those aren't guys you need to be associated with. Them niggas still lost. Motherfuckers can make millions of dollars and be successful in a lane that they never dreamed of and still bring some hood, ignorant, dumb nigga shit to other niggas, which is crazy. Why couldn't y'all do that to the Bobby Althoff bitch? Why couldn't y'all sit down with her and call her a bitch ass nigga and tell her shut the fuck up and break some of her shit? You know why they'd never do that to her? I ain't gotta say it. Anyway, moving forward. It has been announced that Drake has officially tied Michael Jackson as the male soloist with the most #1 hits, 13 to be exact, on the Hot 100 Billboard charts, making it history for any artist, especially a hip-hop artist, in the genre of music. Now, guess what? I think that's cap, because there is a difference between physical copies and streams. Now, this doesn't take away from Drake's success. Drake is an incredible artist. Drake, all the accolades and all the respect and all the numbers are well-deserved for an artist like Drake. He pushes a lot of the culture. He does what he does. He's in high regard, one of the best artists in our generation. But there will always be the difference between hard copies and streams. See, Michael Jackson had 13 #1s before he died because people walked outside, got in their goddamn cars or on their bike or their skateboard or laced up their fucking skates and rollerblades and brought their ass to the damn music store and bought a physical copy. Millions of copies. Millions of CDs. Nowadays, people can just wake up, turn around, grab their phone, go on Spotify, Tidal, Apple Music, and press a button. Listen for free. We need to have a separation now between the older generation and this new generation. Whenever streaming came into play, where people can actually count streams, that's where we need to make the distinction between artists from back in the day that got their physical copies bought versus artists who are out here getting a bunch of streams off the internet for free. We have to make the distinction, and we got to keep it like that. I'm sorry, but that's just what it is. Because now you have people thinking that they actually accomplished the same things as these artists. Now, Drake can arguably be somebody that if he was in that era, definitely would have sold millions of copies of his records. Definitely. If we never moved into the streaming era, Drake would definitely be getting millions of copies sold of his album. That is a fact. So, like, once again, I'm not trying to take away from Drake's legacy or what Drake has done in his career, because he's had a phenomenal career. But once we start making these comparisons and once we start doing things like this and sharing accolades with people that weren't in the same era, and people weren't consuming music and buying music in the same way, that's where the problem arises. So we got to do something about that. What up, Willie Rouse? What up, Chevy? Now, one thing I got to say about this whole situation real quick. There's something going on in the atmosphere. There's something going on out here in these streets that I need to make note of. We just gonna talk a little bit of shit before I get out of here. I'm not gonna hold y'all long today. Thomas B. Oh, shout out to Thomas B, man. He sent 50 to the cash. Hey, I appreciate you, man. Shout out to you, man, for real. That was real shit, man. Once again, man, we are not monetized over here, man. So we don't make it. I don't make any money from YouTube. I don't make no money from Instagram. I do this shit because I really like doing it. And if y'all support, that's even the cherry on top of it. So shout out to you, Thomas B. I appreciate you for the 50 in the Cash App. Salute to you, man. GMS fam. Officially, let's get it. Now, Tariq Nasheed shared this video on his Twitter page. Very interesting to me. It was a group of Haitian individuals who decided to dedicate their podcast to talking about Black Americans and the things that they mess up on and how they're lazy and how they don't get to work and how they blame the white man for this and that and just a whole bunch of random talking points. I mean, it's crazy how a lot of people nowadays, especially the ones that are now internally fighting with us, whether it be Africans or, you know, Jamaicans, Haitians, whatever, they're starting to use a lot of the white supremacist talking points that have been used against us for years because, you know, just like in any other third world country, they get things late. So they are still using these talking points as if Black people are lazy, like Black people don't create success for themselves, or like they use excuses as to why they can't succeed. I'm gonna tell you right now, I do not see a lot of people, Black people at all, who try to blame the white man for not succeeding. I see them trying to still hold white people accountable, who still seem to refuse to take accountability or acknowledge the reality of this country. But hey, I guess maybe I've just been paying attention. But anyway, these guys sat here and they decided to say this.
They always find excuses.
Yeah. Oh, I don't.
Bro, my parents came here at 30 years old.
That's why I don't.
When
like
you think about it, put yourself in their shoes.
Yeah.
Oh, imagine going to another country at 30 years old and restarting your whole life.
Yeah.
Imagine coming from another country and wanting to be like the same exact people that you're over here talking shit about. I'm just saying. But let's keep going.
That shit is fucking crazy.
Yeah. Niggas want to talk like us. Niggas want to dress like us. Motherfuckers want to be in the same avenues as us. Everybody wants to get acknowledgement the same as us, but they want to talk shit. Crazy.
Look at English.
Can't even speak their language.
That's
bro.
why I ain't gonna lie. Like,
Interesting.
I hate when people be like, "Oh, you're lucky" and stuff like that. Oh,
I hate when
I hate when people gripe and be like, "Oh," like especially like I feel like Americans, because I mean we in America, so Americans who have lines and lines and lines and lines of family here and they complaining, I'd be like, bro, I don't want to hear nothing you got to say.
Right, bro. I ain't never.
Is it complaints or is it people giving you the history of what they went through? See, it's funny how y'all can sit up there and call that complaints, but then in the same breath talk about my parents came here at 30 and the things that we didn't have over there in Haiti. Stop complaining. Motherfucker, what are you talking about? See, when Black people talk about the history and the things that were done to Black people in this country, it's looked at as complaints. But when Jewish people talk about things that happened to them in the past, when white people talk about when Asian people, when Mexican people, it's looked at as a struggle, or we should take that into consideration about these certain people. The Breakfast Club had a member of the ADL come to the Breakfast Club for an interview. He didn't waste no time when it came to people that were talking against what was going on in Israel or whatever, when they tried to, you know, back Palestine and say we support Palestine and free Palestine. He didn't hesitate to call out a chapter of BLM and say that there's a special place in hell for them because they seemingly were cheering on Palestinians or whatever was going on with Hamas or whatever. See, it's crazy how they're quick to demonize, but when it's time to stand with people, it's, well, I've said Black Lives Matter. Man, fuck what you talking about. Take some of them donations from the ADL and put that into these Black communities since you give so much of a fuck. But anyway, I digress. Let's get back to these weirdo Haitian motherfuckers.
Y'all sat there and kept fucking up. Each generation, y'all just keep
and
fucking
also,
up.
Yeah.
Don't take this as me dissing Haitian people. These specific people. See, like, when I speak on white people, when I say white people this, white people that, and I'm associating what I'm saying with white people in some type of racism or bigotry, I'm clearly talking about racist white people, not all white people. I don't want to have to say racist white people every time I get ready to explain something that happened that was racist. And I also don't have to sit here and try to explain to you these specific Haitian individuals when I'm clearly talking about these specific individuals who are talking.
And don't figure out, okay, maybe I'm fucking up. Look, what's the right way to do this shit?
Exactly.
And then want to point the finger at the white man, be like, oh, the white man did it. No, fuck that.
You
Figure out
did
what
it.
the white man doing and then try to capitalize off the shit. America is based off capitalism, nigga. Learn how to capitalize and capitalize.
They think we lucky, but they don't realize. I mean, I don't know if you had to go through this shit, Gary, but you know, you was down south, nigga. I got off the bus.
Haitian Friday.
Every time get my ass beat, bro, just for being a zoo. Being Haitian, that's it.
I got picked on. I never got my ass
That's it.
whooped.
Oh,
Stop complaining. Stop complaining. See, this is the crazy part. Y'all talking the same breath. You dumb motherfuckers sitting up here talking about what we say, oh, the white man did this or we can't do that or complaining about this. Then you go into some shit that happened to you as a youngin' that still traumatized you clearly to this day. But you able to talk about it because, oh, when I was young and I was getting beat up as a Haitian. But if a black person is sitting here telling you how they were treated in America growing up, it's we complaining. Shut that shit up.
always getting jumped.
I couldn't even sit in the back of the bus. Because the back of the bus, that's where the
listen to the complaint.
Y'all saying
If we really talking about racism, these black people is racist too.
Y'all used to beat the fuck.
Stop complaining. You hear that? If we talking about racism, these black people were racist to us. Stop complaining. Quit bitching. Do what the white man did and capitalize off of what the white man did. Why are you talking about what happened to you as a youngin'? It shouldn't matter, right? None of that shit that y'all talking about should have mattered, right? Because y'all got everything figured out as Haitians in America. You ain't got to worry about what happened to you, right?
Out of us, I had to run soon as I got off the bus. Take off to try to get to the crib,
about
bro.
some Rosa Parks.
Nigga, what? We lucky?
Right.
Nah, y'all only saying that now because we done made a way. We done took over this shit.
That's what the creation of the Zoe pound.
Not a Zoe's taking over and shit. Now y'all want to fuck with us. But back then, you think I forgot? Oh, they rats.
And remember,
The Zoes are taking over. Who in the fuck told y'all that?
and our stance is not coming from a fucking like what's that word called? Like,
Narcissist.
huh?
Narcissist.
No, not narcissist. I'm saying like in a more like a victim mindset. Like, oh,
A bias.
yeah, not biased because
Shit.
people
You
be
can't
like,
even
oh,
say we wouldn't
you talking shit about the black people just because we used to whoop your ass.
Shout
No.
out Tip
That's not
Money.
the reason why. We're really speaking from a logical,
Experience.
fact-based
Experience,
shit.
real
You know what I'm
shit.
saying?
So all in
We
all,
really
what is
had to
this
go
topic
through.
talking about? Lazy Americans?
Yes, Americans
Back-
are lazy.
back to
Foreigners
what I
are
was
more
trying to say
hustlers.
earlier.
My bad, y'all. I was handling a little bit of business on the phone and shit, you know what I'm saying? Don't mind me, you know, things be happening outside, behind the scenes and shit, you know. But as you can see, these weirdos here had a lot to say, but was very debunked very quickly. And I'm going to get back to those guys in the later show because I got more I want to say about that, but we got to move forward because I got to get up out of here. Last thing I want to say is love and light to DC, man. DC just revealed yesterday that in a matter of a year, he lost 3 people. His cousin on last August, his girl in May, and his sister a couple days ago. Damn. He said, you just got to stick through the mission knowing that God got you and he will grant you the strength. Remember, he parted the Red Sea, not make it disappear. The problems are still there. He just allowed you to get through it. Damn, that was a bar right there. That was a bar. Make sure you stay righteous. Don't hold no grudge because God is love and love will always overcome adversity. Keep God first. Stay prayed up. First and foremost, I just want to send love and light to DC because it's very hard to deal with stuff like that, especially when you're in the limelight and especially when your job is to make people laugh. It's to make people feel joy. It's to make people be happy. And you're going through a lot of sadness, a lot of trauma, a lot of things that will break people down, make people depressed. And then you also see why a lot of comedians end up, you know, taking their own lives at some point because they're constantly having to, you know, teach them or coach themselves on how to stay in a good mood for everybody else. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, not that DC is one of those people that, you know, may be feeling that way. He possibly could. But, you know, from what we've seen, it seems like he has a very good support system around him. He's always prayed up. And I really, you know, I feel for him, man, because DC is a very talented young guy. And he's just a very joyful person, man. He puts a lot of smiles on people's faces, man. He makes a lot of people laugh, across the world. So it's just unfortunate that he has to deal with these situations, man. So love and light to him and his family, man. I'm praying for all of them. And for everybody on the internet, man, that's making them weird assumptions, man, saying what y'all saying, please believe that y'all really got a special place in hell, man. Real special place in hell. It makes no sense to me how people forget how reality works. Whether you are rich, whether you are poor, whether you are famous, whether you are unknown, life is going to continue to hit you in places that you least expected. Tragedies and trauma still happens to people regardless if they are famous and regardless of their bank account. So keep that in mind, man. It seems like social media has allowed themselves to go way under the scale of dumbness and stupidity. So just wanted to, send my love and light out to them, man. GMS fam, the Green Room, I appreciate every single one of y'all for pulling up today. It was a very dope show. As always, make sure you hit that like button on the way out. Shout out to my guy, Thomas B for the 50 in the Cash App, man. You make sure you hit that like button, follow me on my socials, and just like Thomas did earlier, if you want to support the GMS show, you can by hitting that Cash App and supporting the show in a very big way, man. Shout out to you and shout out to the GMS fam. Put a GMS in the chat as you get up out of here, man. I gotta skedaddle. I gotta get up out of here, man. So love to y'all. GMS fam, the Green Room. Put a GMS in the chat. We out.